The best tool you can have as a producer or a songwriter is the ability to reverse engineer any song that you hear. And the best way to do that is by practicing active listening. If you don't know what that is, it's basically the process of listening to music very intently, and after a while, it will become subconscious, but for a little while, you have to put a lot of effort in. You need to dissect the chord progressions of songs, the lyrics of songs, what rhyme scheme are they using, what production techniques, what sounds, kind of how the vocals feel in a chorus. These are things that you need to kind of pay attention to, and after a while, they'll become second nature. But a lot of people have trouble even figuring out how to dive into that. So in this video today, what I want to do is listen to Juno by Sabrina Carpenter. It's the song that all of you voted for on our Instagram. And we're going to do some song analysis and active listening on this. And I'm going to show you kind of how I listen to a song and break down things like chord progressions, rhyme schemes, structure, production elements, vocal layering. And by the end of the video, you should be able to kind of go through the same process with any song that you hear and figure out elements that you want to pull from them, use them in your own productions, take inspiration from them, and just kind of build up your arsenal of production tools, production techniques, songwriting techniques. So we're going to dive in and check all of that out. But before we do, my name is Austin. You're watching Make Pop Music. If you like this video, please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. This video is 100% going to get demonetized. So if you want to support us, you can head over to our website, makepopmusic.com. We have sample packs, preset packs, MIDI packs. We have a bunch of free downloads for you over there as well. And if you want to be entered to win a giveaway, what we're going to do is give away one of our sample packs, preset packs, or MIDI packs. We're going to pick one person who comments under this video before Monday, October 14th, and we'll pick them at random, and you can choose any item from our store that you want to download, and we will send you that for free. So go ahead and comment down below so you can enter that giveaway. But let's go ahead and let's dive into this song because there is a lot to cover in this one. We are breaking down Juno by Sabrina Carpenter. I don't want to spend 4 minutes of this tutorial basically listening to the whole thing. So we're going to listen piece by piece. But if you haven't heard this song, pause this video for 4 minutes, go listen to it and come back. Just because I don't want to spend, forever doing that. So what I'll do is, like I said, this kind of comes second nature to me at this point. I don't always have to do this, but I'm going to pull up a sheet that can kind of work as a cheat sheet that you can run through when you're song analyzing. So we're doing Juno by Sabrina Carpenter. Credits, it was produced by John Ryan. It was written by Sabrina Carpenter, John Ryan, and Amy Allen. It was mixed and engineered by Manny American, and then engineered and assisted by Zach Pyreira, Anthony Vilchis, Trey Station, Nathan Dantzler, Harrison Tate, and Jeff Gunnell. So let's go ahead and dissect this. We need the key and the tempo. We can find the tempo first, honestly. So I can already tell that's wrong. Typically what I'll do is I'll load a song up into my DAW, and then I'll just kind of start shifting around the tempo till it looks like it's getting close. We're looking like close-ish here.
Don't have to tell your heart that's a thing. Oh yeah, you just get it.
I think we're slightly off. Yeah, we're slightly off. You can tell when you skip forward in a song. Let's try 131.
Don't have to tell your heart that's a thing. Oh yeah, you.
That's kind of Russian. Let's try 130.5. They could have had it in 130.5 or 261.
Don't have to tell your heart that's a thing. I wanna try on my fuzzy pink haircut.
All right, that's looking okay. Let me go way back here, and unless there's any key changes, or I'm sorry, tempo changes, we should be fine.
You know it.
So that's definitely it, 130.5. So already we're working with something that's not super typical. We have a split tempo, so 130.5 BPM. Since this is a more upbeat kind of double time song, I guess it could be technically 261. So I'll write that. It really just depends on how you like to listen to your metronomes. But that feels pretty good. Let's work on the key now. So I just have this little piano pulled up. I'm just going to play along with it, see what we get. Okay, so we're going from F to D, kind of as a chord progression. Key, it looks like we're in F major. Yep, so the way that I figured that out is basically just by figuring out some of the chords and then figuring out notes that would have naturally fallen into that key. So we had the F, we had the D, we had the C, we had the E. So... and between all of those, I can start to just kind of say, okay, it looks like it might be F major. Played them out, and it sounded pretty solid. So what we're going to do is kind of figure out the chord progression. We're going to use kind of the number system. If you're not familiar with that, since we are in F major, that consists of the notes F, A, B flat, C, D, E, and then we're back up to F. And those are essentially assigned a number. So F is 1, G is 2, A is 3, B flat is 4, C is 5, D is 6, E is 7. So for this chord progression, that intro is looking like 1 to 6, F to D. So let's go ahead and write that down. 1 to 6. Now, that feels pretty good. We'll look at the production later. I want to kind of get the chords and the tempo and all of the really structural stuff, and then we'll break down production elements. So let's dive into this verse.
Don't have to tell your heart as a thing. Oh yeah, you just get it. Whole package, baby, like the way you fit. God bless your dad's genetics.
Okay, so we just stay on that 1 to 6 the whole time. And we're using Roman numerals if you're not familiar. 1 is basically an I, V is basically a 5, so we've got 1 to 6. Let's go ahead and move on. This pre-chorus, we kind of have a deviation, which is one of the things that I like most about the song when I listen to it. I love how we kind of get out of that really simple 1 to 6 progression. Let's go ahead and hear that. Okay, so it's looking like we're... So where does that put us at? That puts us at, looks like 4, 5, 3, 6, right? Okay, so let's write this down. 4 to 5 to 3 to 6. Let's play along with that and make sure that that's it.
Make you fall in love. You make me wanna make you fall in love. Or late at night I'm thinking about you. I wanna try on my fuzzy pink handcuffs. Oh,
Okay, so this is interesting right here. At like bar 19, we go up to that E flat. Technically, that's not in the key of F major. F major would have an E. So what we do is we call this a flat 7. So we're going to go up to like a flat 7 that technically drifts just a little bit out of the key to flat 7. Typically, that would be marked by a little flat symbol, but since you can't really see it on here, we're going to goes up to flat 7. That's a really cool example of how using a chord that technically falls out of the key can add just a little bit of spice. It's really, really simple. You're basically just playing one semitone down from what would be in the key, but it kind of just shifts it, gives it a little bit of that like jazzy, kind of like dissonant element, and then it kind of resolves, I think, back to that C before it goes into the technical like chorus.
oh, I hear you knocking, baby. Come on up.
Yeah, so it goes up to the flat 7, then resolves to the 5. And typically music theory people will tell you that like resolving to a 5 is a really good way to tie up any tension. So that flat 7 is essentially building up that tension from tense, resolved, back up to that, basically the root note, that F.
Oh, I hear you knocking, baby. Come on up. I know you want my touch for life. If you love me right, then who knows? I might let you make me Juno. You know I just...
Okay, so this is going to be the chord progression for the hook. So we have 1, 6, 4, 5. 1 to 6 to 4 to 5. Very, very, very common pop progression. You can hear it just kind of has that like, it's almost cutesy. It reminds me of like Last Christmas by Wham or the Jonas Brothers and Marshmello song. It's a very, very, very common chord progression, but it fits this vibe so well. So that's basically the chords for most of the song, I think. Let's make sure that there's not any post-chorus stuff that happens that's weird.
I know you want my life, that you lock me down tonight.
Okay, so the only thing is there's a little turnaround right here after this chorus.
Make you fall in love.
Oh, we should talk about this. So the chorus basically follows that 1, 6, 4, 5.
Give it to me, baby. You make me wanna make you.
But then at the very, very end, like the last couple measures, it goes to that pre-chorus. So we do tie in the pre-chorus progression at the very end. And that's cool. It kind of keeps it from being a little monotonous, right? Like if we just do that really simple, we do that like 4 or 5 times in a row, it gets a little bit boring. So kind of deviating from that, I think was such a smart move on their part. Cool. Okay, and then it basically just pedals on the 1 until it comes back in. Okay, do we have any post choruses or anything? Verse 2 is basically the same.
I showed my friends, then we high-fived. Sorry if you feel I wanna try. No, you won't.
Same thing. Okay, so this is technically the bridge. It's almost just like a hook breakdown because I think it's the same progression. Let's see.
Hold me and explore me. Mark your territory. Tell me I'm the only one. Adore me.
Yeah, so we're not getting anything new chord progression-wise. We're going to hit that. We don't really have a post-chorus. I think this will go into a solo. It goes into a solo and then into another chorus, but those are the same exact progressions. So that's pretty much it for this song. We're at 130.5 or 261 BPM. We go in F major from the 1 to the 5, or I'm sorry, 1 to the 6. Verse 1 to the 6. Pre-chorus 4 to 5 to 3 to 6. So that's pretty much it. Then you have the 1 to 6 to 4 to 5. I know all of those numbers sound crazy. Essentially, F to D in the verses. In the pre-chorus, B flat to C to A to D, and then go up to that E flat. That's basically it. Let's take a look at some of the production, take some notes on that, because there is a lot of cool things happening in this, and then we'll break down the lyrics. So we're going to kind of look at song structure, production, lyrics. There will be timestamps for everything below, but let's dive in. Okay, so we're starting off with like a big 12 string, and that 12 string is just playing that 12 string riff. I think there's some piano behind that.
Don't have to tell you.
Yeah, so there's a little piano kind of scaling up. Cool. And then what else do we have? So we're basically just playing that C, or I'm sorry, that F major. Basically just playing that on a big pad, it sounds like.
Don't have to tell you how that's a thing. Oh yeah, you just get.
Let's hear that. And what's cool is that pad is kind of just using, it's playing that F major, and then it's just keeping those top notes and playing that D minor 7, it looks like. So that's it. Other than that, I think we have a little vocal in here. That vocal sounds like it happens more on the right side. Kind of starts in the middle. Cool. Is there anything else in here? Big vocal swell, giant drum hit, basically.
Don't have to tell you how.
That drum hit happens, and we're gonna call that a bass slide down. That's pretty much it for the intro. This is a really good, effective intro because essentially with that 12-string guitar riff, you have kind of like a little earworm, and then you have that little piano behind, kind of building the sound stage, and then those chords that happen on that little airy pad, that's kind of the main sound through the verse too.
Don't have to tell your heart that's a thing. Oh yeah, you just get it. Whole package, baby, like the way.
All right, let's talk about the drums first. I like starting with a groove. This is really, really straightforward. Basically, kick on the 1 and 3, snare on the 2 and 4.
Don't have to tell your heart that's a thing. Oh yeah, you just get it. Whole package, baby.
And it sounds like what the hi-hat is doing is it's playing, but there's a little bit of an accent on the upbeat rather than. So listen to this.
Don't have to tell your heart that's a thing. Oh yeah, you just get it.
And what that does is that keeps the tempo feeling a little bit faster, because it was just, if it was, it kind of has that down tempo. Adding that little accented hi-hat up is something that you'd hear a lot in like dance music, like the Boots and Cats beat basically. Just kind of helps drive that tempo, but it's still got those softer notes happening on the, on the 1, on the 2. It's just those and hits that are a little bit more apparent. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So that feels pretty good. Drum sound wise, it sounds like we've got basically something either like an Oberheim DMX kick and snare, or like a lower tuned Lindrum, some kind of 80s drum machine. This doesn't sound overly live to me. Oh, this is actually the intro that we were marking over here. So let's do that. Let's do verse. Drums are kick on 1 and 3, snare on 2 and 4. Hi-hats are a steady. I guess it depends on if you're at 130.5 or 261, but I'm going to call them a 16th note with the emphasis on the and. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1. Drum sounds are probably a DMX or low-pitched Lindrum, specifically the LM2. That's just something that you kind of get from using a bunch of stuff, listening to a lot of music gear. But listening to this, I can immediately say, okay, I think I kind of know what that typical drum sound is.
Don't have to tell your heart that's a thing. Oh yeah, you just get it. Whole package, baby, like the way you fit. God bless your dash and it.
So what's cool is that bass is also happening on the and. So it sounds like it's kind of got a sub bass going boom, 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 boom. And then it's got like a live track bass. It's boom, 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 boom. Let's do this. A rolling sub bass with emphasizing the and. Cool. And what I mean by emphasizing the and is that 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. So just essentially an upbeat. That's really all the bass is doing.
Don't have to tell your heart that's a thing. Oh yeah, you just get it. Whole package, baby, like the way you fit. God bless your dash genetics.
And it sounds like those synth hits are hitting on the 1 and then the 2 and. So
don't
1,
have to
2,
tell your
3,
heart
4,
that's a thing.
1, 2,
oh yeah, you just get
1,
it.
2 and 3, 4, 1, 2 and 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2 and 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So it's happening boom, boom. Just adds a little bit of that syncopation. It's a really good idea when you have a drum that's so straightforward to add some of those chord structures on something like an and. So main synth chords happen on the 1, and that would be the 1 chord, and the 2 and that would be that 6 chord that we go to. Main synth sound is kind of just like a filtered synth bell. You could probably find something really similar in any of our sample packs or preset packs. Like I know we have a billion things like that in Poptopia. You could probably find it in any of the Arturia kind of analog synths. Just sounds like a really kind of filtered chorusy synth bell.
Don't have to tell your heart that's a thing. Oh yeah, you just get it. Whole package, baby.
And it sounds like there's a really quiet little saw synth doing the boom, 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 boom. Actually, it sounds more like a square synth doing a sidechain pattern following the root notes. It's kind of just playing boom, 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 boom. Just real low under there. Let me see if I can play it again so you can hear it.
Don't have to tell your heart that's a thing. Oh yeah, you just get it. Whole package, baby, like the way you fit. God bless your dad's genetics.
And then the last little thing, double clap to end the verse. That's just kind of the fill going into that pre-chorus. And then there's a nice big perk hit / roomy snare on the final hit of the verse. So that pretty subtle, but it's in there. Are there any like down hits or anything?
Don't have to tell your hard ass.
Nope. No big ear candy moments in there. All right, let's hear the vocal production now.
Don't have to tell your hard ass a thing. Oh yeah, you just get it. Whole package, baby, like the way you fit. God bless your dad.
It sounds like it's mainly one vocal. If there are layered vocals, they're real quiet in the mix. Main vocal up the middle with some kind of like space echo as the wet effect. Also sounds like there is a little chorus / widening on it.
Don't have to tell your hard ass a thing. Oh yeah, you just get it.
Yeah, there's definitely some kind of like slapback space echo that don't have to. You can kind of hear it.
Don't have to tell your hard ass a thing. Oh yeah.
Like if you hear on the end of thing, stuck pretty low in the mix. It's kind of like a relatively dry vocal, but that space echo does a lot just to add emphasis. And then there's of course that get it delay throw.
Get it.
What's cool is that get it delay throw actually has a formant shift on it. Y'all probably seen me do that on the channel a bunch, but essentially you can take something like Little Altar Boy or Auto Tune or whatever, and on delay throws, it can be really fun to kind of shift that formant so it has a slightly different texture and characteristic. So that's kind of what's happening on Get It.
Whole package, baby, like the way you fit. God bless your dad's genetics.
Happens again on Netics for genetics. And that's pretty much it. It's a really simple vocal for the verse. All right, let's go into this pre-chorus. Drum-wise. Kick stays on the 2 and 4, but that hi-hat just goes to a ps, 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 kind of like a steady quarter note. Kick on 1 and 3, snare on 2 and 4. Hi-hat goes to a steady quarter note. Sounds like there's some drum, like tom hits in there too. Yeah, so right there. Okay, so it's happening on the and. So let's see. 1, 2, 3. Cool. So that's a cool little perfect example on how small little percussion things can add a lot of movement. So tom hits on the 2 and then tom hit on the, I think it just happens on the 4. Let's see. Yeah, so on this last little bar, it's so on the 4 of the last bar. Cool. Let's keep going. Double hit snare to end the pre-chorus. Okay, cool. Let's keep listening. Drums should be pretty done for there. Let's go to the bass. It hits specifically only on the offbeat, so. So, 1, 2, 3, let's. Bass playing the root notes on the offbeat. So this is a cool example on how the drum still stays pretty straightforward, even more so now that there's just quarter notes, and that bass is kind of playing that offbeat. The synth is doing the exact same thing. It's playing the main chord progressions with the bass. So it's kind of following that same 1 and 2 and 3, 4, 1 and 2 and 3, 4.
You make me wanna make you fall in love. Or late at night I'm thinking about you. I wanna try on my fuzzy pink handcuffs.
It's a really cool dichotomy of playing off beat and then coming in on beat. So that's pretty much it. And as far as like synth sounds,
You make me wanna make you fall in love. Or late at night I'm thinking about you.
it's really just that same synth bell that we had earlier. There are some electric guitars playing funky chords. It's just kind of like a DI funk sound, it sounds like.
You make me wanna make you fall in love. Or late at night I'm thinking about you.
Sounds like there's a little guitar pluck right here.
I'm thinking about you.
The bum bum. Just kind of doing fun little melody additions.
Or late at night I'm thinking about you. I wanna try on my fuzzy pink handcuffs. Oh, I hear you knocking, baby. Come on up.
And then when we go to that different chord progression right there, when we go to that flat 7, we just have a nice big vocal pad, which is really nice. It kind of like brings out some of that rhythmic movement and lets it kind of just chill a little bit more.
And my fuzzy pink handcuffs. Oh, I hear you knocking, baby. Come on up. I know you want my touch for life.
All right, let's talk about this drop chorus. Everything so far has been pretty rhythmic. This is a cool moment to kind of give the listener a chance to just chill for a second.
And my fuzzy pink handcuffs.
So let's hear it.
I know you want my touch for life. If you love me right, then who?
Okay, I put no drums. I lied. Drums start silent and swell and filter in as the drop chorus plays. So silent for the first half, then you can hear them swelling up.
I know you want my touch for life. If you love me right, then who knows? I might let you make me Juno. You know
So they just swell in. Not really doing anything too major. Just makes it so it's not super unrhythmic. Big 12-string guitar strums, just playing the chords.
I know you want my touch for life. If you love me.
That synth bell is still playing those.
I know you want my touch for life. If you love me right, then who knows? I might.
Yeah, not really doing anything too crazy. We do have like an eighth note, boom, 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 or a 16th note, however you want to count that. It really depends on what tempo you're in. I'm going to call it a 16th since we called the hi-hat earlier a 16th. So it's playing a steady rolling 16th. That's it, I think.
Come on up. I know you want my touch for life. If you love me right, then who knows? I might let you make me Juno. You know.
There's like some really cool ambient pads or like a little super filtered out vocal that starts swelling in right around here.
Who knows? I might let you make me Juno. You know I just might let you lock me down to.
It's like a whoa.
Who knows? I might let you make me Juno. You know.
Sick. Such a fire little addition. Didn't have to be there. Really nice. Oh, vocal production. I don't think we talked about that in the pre. Let's talk about that real quick for the pre and this little drop chorus.
Handcuffs. Oh, I hear you.
Okay. I'm going to go back to the pre just for a second.
Or late at night I'm thinking about you. I wanna try on my fuzzy pink handcuffs. Oh, I hear you knocking, baby. Come on up.
Okay, so it sounds like we're like triple, maybe even 5-tracking the vocals, but they're not panned really wide at all. Maybe like 50, 60%.
You make me wanna make you fall in love. Or late at night I'm thinking about you. I wanna try on my fuzzy.
There's a nice little harmony that comes in on that little O run, like an octave higher. Little falsetto thing. And then what's really cool goes to a single vocal when the flat 7 and vocal pads hit. Kind of builds out some width and then goes back mono before we go into this really big drop chorus, essentially.
Oh, I hear you knocking, baby. Come on up.
Then just a nice big delay throw on that up. Let's go into the vocal production for this drop.
I know you want my touch for life. If you love me right, then who knows? I might let you make me Juno. You know I just might.
All right, so here the main thing is there are these really apparent, really wide low harmonies.
I know you want
my touch for life. Real low.
I know you want my touch for life. If you love me right, then who knows?
Then you have a little harmony. Who knows? Who knows? Right there.
Life. If you love me right, then who knows? I might let you make me Juno.
And then Juno, Juno, right there. So we have like a CD harmony on Who Knows, and then just CC on Juno.
If you love me right, then who knows? I might let you make me Juno. You know I just might let you.
All right, is that it?
Let you make me Juno. You know I just might.
Nice little swell there, nothing too crazy. Bass plays out.
You know I just might.
We let that bass not play a little rolling note anymore. Let it sustain.
You know I just might.
Big drum hit comes in to have just a moment of silence. If you want to make your choruses sound bigger, having just a small little moment of silence before can do wonders for making that chorus sound massive. Let's move into the chorus, and then I'm realizing this is taking a while to get through. We might not do super in-depth detail stuff about like the second verse, second chorus, but we'll give it quick listens. Let's take a listen to the chorus.
I just might let you lock me down tonight. One of me is cute, but too low.
Okay, so the drums, we're back to basically what we have for this what we have for the verse. So I'm copying and pasting that up. It also sounds like there's some tambourine stuff happening.
I just might.
Also, there's a crash on the 1.
I just might let you lock me down tonight.
And then there's a tambourine happening.
I just might let you lock me down tonight.
So that tambourine happens on the first snare of every little bar. So
I just might let you lock me down tonight. One of me is cute, but too low. Give it to me, baby.
double clap right here.
Baby, you make me wanna make you fall in love.
And then that drum just basically drops that 16th note and goes to a steady quarter note. At the end, hi-hats move to quarter note during the chord change. That's really it for the drums. Super simple drum arrangement.
Might let you lock me down tonight. One of me is cute, but too low. Give it to me.
All right, bass, doing that rolling bass where there's a sub happening, 1 2 3 4 1 2 3, and then a real bass, 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1, emphasizing the and.
Might let you lock me down tonight. One of me.
Okay, so what's cool is we're pulling in the giant 12-string chords from the drop hook. We're pulling in the 12-string riff from the intro that we haven't heard again yet. So that little, I don't think that's in the drop chorus.
Who knows? I might let you.
Yeah, we don't have that in the drop chorus, so we get that in the big one.
Might let you lock me down tonight. One of me is cute, but too low. Give it to me, baby.
Cool. Nice little counter melody right there. Fills out the chorus a lot.
Handcuffs.
Let's hear this again.
Just might let you lock me down tonight. One of me is cute, but too low. Give it to me, baby.
It also sounds like there's like some other guitar layered.
Might let you lock me down tonight.
There's also some piano chords. Yeah, so there's some piano emphasizing those off hits. Cool. So that's under there. There's also some pads happening, long and lush pads, filling it out, that are kind of just playing the same notes. It sounds like there's a big vocal stack that comes in here. I don't know if it's a pad or a vocal, but listen when that one comes in. Doing like a whoo, and it just kind of fades out. When the chorus hits. All right. We also have this little like slide up pad, almost like a pedal steel kind of thing. Actually, it sounds more like an organ. Doing a All right, there's not much extra happening here. You can kind of pick up the techniques that we've been doing this entire time. What I will do real quick is just quickly go over the vocals because this one's running real long. So let's take a look. First thing I like to do is pick up things like rhyme scheme. So don't have to tell your hot ass a thing. Oh yeah, you just get it. Whole package, babe, I like the way you fit. God bless your dad's genetics. Okay, so it looks like we have get it and genetics is kind of the rhyme there. Don't have to tell your hot ass a thing. Oh yeah, you just get it. Well, package, babe, I like the way you fit. God bless your dad's genetics. All right. Rhyme scheme, that's really all we have. Basically, A, B, C, B. Other than that, this is kind of a fun lyric. Don't have to tell your hot ass a thing. Oh yeah, you just get it. Whole package, babe, I like the way you fit. Kind of a double entendre. Obviously, she's talking about like, when you have somebody, you have the whole package. They're good looking, they have personality, they're sweet, but whole package is also referring to, you know, I like the way you fit. And then kind of funny, God bless your dad's genetics. So we kind of have a little double entendre on package right there. You can use your brain. Hopefully you're an adult if you're watching this. Let's go into that. Let's go into that pre-chorus. All right, so it looks like in love is going to be our main rhyme here. In love in handcuffs. All right, so we have an A, B, C, A, D, A, basically. So we have some rhymes. This is not like a superly overly rhyming song. I think it's a good example of how you don't have to like keep a really tight rhyme scheme. It doesn't have to feel super Dr. Seussy. You know, you don't want it to sound like hop on pop. So a pretty good example of that. Is there anything too crazy to break down in here lyrically? So it's basically just telling the story. So verse right here, we're basically talking about the subject of the song. So Sabrina is talking about whatever person she's interested in sleeping with right here. Here she's talking about wanting to fall in love. It gets kind of cutesy. She kind of brings it back with the fuzzy pink handcuffs. Not so cutesy. Now we're going into the chorus. All right, so we have I in life. Rhyming right there. All right, then we have who knows doing another rhyme. So I'm just highlighting some of these rhymes. So we have I know you want my touch for life. If you love me right, then who knows. I might. That's also in there. Boom. Let you make me Juno. This is so funny. This is why I fell in love with this song. Juno, if you don't know, is a movie from like the 2010s or something. Maybe like 2010. Basically about a high school couple who the guy gets the girl pregnant. And now she's pregnant. So essentially, this is Sabrina's way of saying that she wants the subject of the song to like put a baby in her. It just does it in such a funny pop culture-y way. This is such a good example on how you can write a song that feels fun and feels kind of, you know, kitschy and campy, but it can have those little lines that are just a little bit more interesting. This could also be referring to the goddess Juno, which is like the goddess of sex and love. I think it's more about Juno, the art house film, essentially. But yeah, that's, keeping a pretty simple rhyme scheme here. We're not doing anything crazy with, like syllabic structure or like crazy metaphors. Juno is such a funny reference. Let's go into the next part. So we're kind of keeping that O rhyme. So the chorus is basically broken up into like a hard I and kind of that long O. So I, life, right, might, and then knows, Juno, and then we're back into the I. We're also playing with parallel structure right here. There's a lot of I know, there's a lot of might, there's a lot of, the same things kind of happening over and over. Here we go. This is kind of emphasizing the baby aspect of the Juno reference. One of me is cute, but two though. Give it to me, baby. This part's so cute. Kind of goes back to that pre-chorus. So really good use of repetition in a way that makes the chorus feel fresh. Kind of draws in that pre-chorus and just transitions us into the second verse. So yeah, that's pretty much it for the rhyme scheme. Not too crazy. Not any like wild double entendres except for Juno. This one's really funny. There's our rhyme. Then we have that fun little run. I'll play it just because we're already demonetized. We might as well enjoy it. Such a fire moment to pull out all of the production. That's where we pull in some harmonies for that verse. Sorry if you feel objectified. We also have that really cool vocal happening on the back end. We didn't talk about the production too much, but I'll give it one quick listen. I showed my friends, then we high-fived. Sorry. We have that really cool call and response vocal. We high-fived. Sorry if you feel objectified. Can't on myself, hormones are high. We pull in some harmonies right here. Can't on myself, hormones are high. Can't on myself, hormones are high. Right under there. And then you have a harmony under that. Really big kind of reverb vocal swell right there. Really simple rhyme scheme right here. About as simple as you can get for a pop record. Just A. Ending every line on that, kind of hard I. I showed my friends, then we high-fived. Sorry if you feel objectified. Can't help myself. Hormones are high. Give me more than just some butterflies. Again, just kind of painting that story of a hookup. Into the pre-chorus. Kind of the fun Sabrina Carpenter trope of this entire album. Just a really funny, quippy little spoken word. So I'll highlight that as yellow. Just a moment to kind of break the melody. Give listeners something to post on Instagram. Give her something to do in her live shows. I know she's like having a different position every night. Just a fun little moment to kind of like break away from the song structure. Keep it campy. Keep it kind of fun. Then we're back into the chorus. Nothing new here. We'll go into the bridge. We also didn't talk about this bridge. You can hear we're pulling in some guitar plucks. Baby, bonk, 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 bonk. Right here. Make you fall in love. Adore me, hold me and explore me. Mark your territory. Tell me I'm the only one. Adore me. Cool. Really simple rhyme scheme right here. Adore me, explore me, territory, kind of keeping on that rhyme. And then the tell me I'm the only one. Really nice use of repetition, kind of bringing that melody down. Right here. Tell me I'm the only one. Got a nice little ride swelling in there. Then we pull in some drums, doing the same thing. This is something I personally love doing in a bridge. It's basically repeating the bridge and then only changing one of the lines just to kind of like enhance the story and have it feeling repetitive, but not too repetitive. So we're swapping this line for this line. And other than that, it's exactly the same. We're just building up that production. We're bringing in some tom hits. We're bringing in that 12-string strum guitar. And then other than that, we're back into the chorus. Actually, right here, we take a little bar pause. We go into a guitar solo. So it sounds like we have like a kind of twangy spring reverb guitar, and there's a harmonica layered under that. That's pretty much it. Yeah, literally just a springy Americana-style guitar, harmonica. Then we go into this final chorus, and the big takeaway from this final chorus is it sounds huge. There's lots of vocal additions. She's doing tons of ad-libs. She's doing tons of alternative harmonies on a lead vocal. She's got nice little runs in there. She's got little ad-libs. These harmonies are loud as shit now. The vocals are super, super wide here. So there's lead, lead left, lead right, probably another lead, 70% left and right, harmonies left and right. There's all of those little ad-libs and vocal riffs and trills. Tons of shit happening. She really makes you wait until the second half, though. She doesn't bring in all those really, really intense harmonies until right here. So she's basically got, let me lock you down tonight. One is me. And then she's doing that octave higher. I'm not going to do it right now. I'll save your ears. And that's essentially it. She's just adding in some of those extra production elements. Everything that's basically happened in the song at all is happening on this final chorus. She has that electric guitar back there. Boom, wow, 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 wow. Then we just go to that little bass line, 12-string riff. Drop out the drums, just go to a straight clap. That's really it. There's a lot of other production things that we could break down in here, but now that you've seen this entire video, we're running real long. I'm going to go ahead and end it there. If you have any questions about this song or, just kind of the whole process of doing this, let me know in the comments down below. If there are any other songs that you ever want me to do this with, I can do that. Once you kind of develop the skill, you can do it to literally anything pretty passively. But hopefully this helped you kind of see how many little things there are in a song, how little elements can really change the vibe and the feel of a song. And other than that, I hope that you enjoy the song. This is one of my favorites off of Short and Sweet, so I'm glad I got to break it down. But that's going to do it for this video. If you like this one, please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Go support us on our website, Make Pop Music, because again, this video is getting demonetized as shit. And then other than that, I'll be back next week with more content. And until then, much love. Peace.